In this video, we're going to go through the process of setting up Partsmart and getting it to work with Lizzy. So to get started, we're going to go to nizix.com and we're going to click on latest news. We're going to scroll down here on the right and go to FAQs. We're going to scroll down and look for the Lizzy Partsmart interface and we're going to select it. This gives you step-by-step instructions on how to actually get this interface set up and working. The first part is obviously we have to install Partsmart. The next step is we've got to install the Java engine for the interface module, but most of the time Java is already installed on your computer, so I would actually try this before I went through the steps of installing it. If you have any problems, you can come back and try to install this. The next thing you're going to do is actually get the authentication key from the settings inventory map prefixes. Now, just to show you where that's at, we're going to come over here to Lizzy. We're going to go to settings. We're going to go to inventory map prefixes, and right here at the top of that box is our code. So we're just going to Control-C on this and copy it to our clipboard and save it for a later step. We're going to come back over here to our instructions, and the next thing we're going to do is click to download the Lizzy installer. So you're just going to click it, download it, install it, follow the instructions here, and during one of the steps of that process you're going to paste in the code that we copied in the previous step into that program. Now once you get that set up, we're going to exit out of here and we're going to jump over to Partsmart. So now if we come in here and double click on a part, it will open up detail about that particular part record. Now you'll notice the fields are highlighted with a blue color around the border, which basically tells you that information came from the business system. So the bin location, quantity on hand, all of this information will come from Lizzy if it's available, and will be filled in from that point. Now if I want to send this information over to Lizzy to populate on an invoice, I'm just going to select the pick list button here to add it to the pick list. You see it down here in the bottom right corner. We'll close that, and then I'll just submit that pick list. Now one of the things that you have to do in order to get this interface to work is Lizzy is going to be setting up a pick list based on your computer name. So very quickly I want to show you how to set that just so that you have a descriptive name for each one of the computers on your counter. So we're going to go down here to Start. We're going to go to Control Panel. This is Windows XP, so the other versions of Windows may be a little bit different. We're going to come on down here to Set It to System and go to Computer Name. And right here, full computer name is what we're looking at. And so if we want to change it, we're just going to click the Change button, change it to whatever we want it to be, and then click OK. Now, when you save it, you're going to have to actually reboot the computer to get that name to take effect. Once the name is there and you go through the step that we just went through in Partsmart, Lizzy, if you haven't already gone to the settings section, and I'll show you where this is, in settings, if we go to invoicing, computer names, it will give you a list of all of your computers that you have that you use this interface or some similar interface with. Now, if you didn't already put this in here, Lizzy's interface will actually automatically put the computer name in there for you when you go to use the interface. So either way, it'll get put into this file. So maybe just doing it from the interface itself is a simpler way to go, but this is where they're at. So now I'm going to go back over here to the invoice, and I've already got an invoice started, so I'm just going to edit it. And you'll notice on the parts list, I have a new button here for add items from pick list. Lizzy has detected that there is a pick list that I can use for this particular computer. And she has also detected that in the past on this computer, we chose this particular computer name. So she's already set this stuff up for me. In the event that this is blank, I would actually choose the drop down and select the computer that I want to use. And then I'm just going to select the button and add that item to the pick list or to the invoice. So that's about all there is to actually setting up the interface and using it so that Partsmart can communicate with Lizzy.